Good evening, good evening, good evening. Today is still Monday, November 17th, 2025. Back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I don't want y'all to panic. Don't panic. I'm just warning y'all. It's just a warning to be careful, be on the lookout. But don't panic, okay? Now, the other day, y'all remember, the topic was about, it's like nowadays, it seems like people are just dumb as hell nowadays. Just about everybody. I said, like, if you're in a group of 30 people, you probably the only smart one in that group, if you happen to be smart. It seems like we're living in a world right now, and it's based on the education system. I believe they're intentionally dumbing down the population. I truly believe that the powers that be don't want a population full of critical, free thinkers, people with strong minds, self-motivators. The powers that be do not want a society like that. Let me repeat that again. Cause it explains some shit now, what I'm about to go into. Y'all remember how a lot of us were saying, conspiracy theory, they call us crazy, they shut your account off, control your speech, you can't say this, can't say that about the C word. Remember the C word? In 2020? And there were people saying that was orchestrated, that was part of a plan, population control. People were saying that it was released on us. Well, guess what? There's something else, I believe, has been unleashed on us. That's extremely dangerous and deadly. And it's destroying our society, especially in America. There's another thing been released upon us, allegedly, according to my own opinion and my observations. This is for entertainment purposes only. But as I look around, as I talk to people, as I listen to people, as I look at people, as I observe people, I'm like, man, something wrong with these people. Something ain't right with these people. It's like people are not thinking anymore. Common sense is absolutely damn near non-existent. So I've been doing a little research, a little studying of my own, trying to figure out what's going on here, because something ain't right. And what really kicked it off for me, to where I said, you know what, I've had enough. These people cannot be this stupid on their own. It's impossible. The stuff I'm hearing people say, the stuff that people are believing, I refuse to believe people are naturally that stupid. Or like born this dumb. I don't believe it. I believe something was unleashed, released upon us to cause people to be dumb as hell. No common sense. Can't think for themselves. And I got a name for it. It's a new virus out here, allegedly. I'm naming it first. Keep that in mind. I'm naming it. A new virus that's spreading rapidly around this country, around our great nation. And it seems to be affecting just about everybody. And if you haven't been infected by this disease, this virus, stay away from people that have, like any other virus. If you notice this person has this virus, and I'm gonna give you the signs, stay away from them or it's gonna spread. It's very contagious. But what made me finally realize something in the air. I was on Facebook And again, it's everybody talking about Epstein. Trump, Epstein, guilty. He did something. When you ask, what did he do? I don't know, but he did something. That's red flag number one. People convicting this guy. And you ask him, what did he do? He only, the email, Jeffrey Epstein emailed his girlfriend, and they mentioned Trump. And I say, what did he do? I don't know. He don't say nothing there, but I know he did something. When you hear something like that, now I realize, after I explained to y'all what's going on, now I realize they got the virus. When you hear people saying some outrageous, outlandish, some of the dumbest shit you ever heard in your life, and they dead serious, they're not playing, they're not trolling, they mean it, they got the virus. They're spreading amongst them. They done caught it. Get away from them before you catch it too. They got the virus. So I read a comment on Facebook, just talking about the Epstein list again. And they were mentioning them emails. And how, that's it. We got him. Guilty. He in the emails. I said, what did the email say? They say he knew about the girl, or what, so I'm like, what a crime, and what does it mean? I don't know, we finna find out. Then they release the files. So I said, did you know that the person that they mentioned in the email are already testified? Already was subpoenaed. The victim, Virginia, who they scratched the name out so you couldn't go investigate who she was. That person, the victim, who the emails were about, did y'all know, or did you know? I was going back and forth with a Democrat, whatever. And I said, that woman testified under oath, wrote a book, did interviews, saying Trump didn't do nothing to me. And she named people that she had issues with. And it's gonna come out. Y'all act like y'all want to come out, but you don't really want it to come out. Obama name was mentioned. And some other stuff y'all finna hear about. Clinton. The victims saying this. Not no talking heads. No Fox, MSNBC. No. The victims who y'all claim to care about. Saying who did what, who they saw there, what was going on. Y'all don't want to hear it. You got your eyes and your mind and your heart set on one person. And even though the victims say, he ain't got nothing to do with this, y'all say, yes, he do. Them people got the virus that I'm finna explain to y'all and tell y'all about. So this particular person, when I told them that the victim said Trump didn't do it, when the victim said, that's on the email, that who they talking about, the victim name is known. She said Trump didn't do nothing. He was nice to her. He couldn't have been nicer. He didn't mistreat her. He didn't do her wrong. He's not a part of it. You know what this person told me? He probably paid her to say that. This person said he paid somebody who suffered the way that lady suffered. She suffered so much that she unallowed herself, allegedly. Which that's kind of fish, like Jeffrey Epstein unallowed himself. Everybody with information and knowledge somehow, unallowed them. And it ain't Trump doing all that by himself. You better believe it. Well, now you ain't got to believe it because you got this virus that I'm talking about. This person said Trump probably paid the girl to say he had to do with it. So my question is, if Trump can pay her, why didn't Jeffrey Epstein pay her? And all the other people she named, why they ain't pay her? Did not mention their names. If she cared about money so much, she wouldn't unalive herself. She'd still be living, take the money and run. If this all they gotta do is just pay her, she'll shut up. This fool said, that woman said Trump ain't had nothing to do with it. He refused to believe it. He said, cause Trump paid her. I said, oh, but now that I discovered this new virus, now I know how to label all these people with that bullshit. He got the virus. What's the name of the virus, Big Ward? I'm glad you asked. It's called diarrhea of the brain. It's also known as shit for brains. So now you know what you're dealing with when you're out and about. You're on Facebook, you're at a family gathering, you're at work, you're at the mall, you're at the grocery store, and you hear folks saying and doing some of the dumbest shit. And you be like, what's wrong with these people? Have you asked yourself, I've been asking myself that a lot lately. Something got to be wrong with you. They ain't been diagnosed with nothing. This is a new diagnosis that the doctor didn't know about. Allegedly. Diarrhea of the brain, also known as shit for brains. There's millions of people running around America right now with diarrhea of the brain. Dumb as hell. The symptoms, the number one symptom is a bunch of bullshit coming out their mouth. See, they got shit for brains, so the shit have to come out. So it comes out through their mouth in the form of a bunch of bullshit. Get it? That's what we're dealing with right now. People are coming down, and it's spreading like wildfire in America. We're in the perfect environment. You know how a cold or whatever, when it's cold outside and it's like 30 degrees below zero, that perfect weather, perfect environment to catch a cold or catch the flu, right? Right now in America, we're living in the perfect environment for people to catch diarrhea of the brain. Because we had an educational system that's dumbing down the students. Now they saying they don't want the student writing cursive. They don't want the student bringing homework home in my area. They want people dumb. They spreading it around like allegedly the C word. They done unleashed this shit on the population. Diarrhea of the brain. It's spreading like wildfire. So if you're around somebody talking some of the dumbest, stupid, get away from them. If you're around somebody saying Trump paid the victim to say he ain't do it, give them around them. They got diarrhea of the brain. And it's contagious. Check this out.
Is it just me, or is the human interaction experience getting more and more bizarre? I've been thinking like this for a very long time, but it just seems like it's getting worse. Like every time I come out in public.
I want her to repeat that. I'm going to start this over.
Is it just me, or is the human interaction experience getting more and more bizarre? I've been thinking like this for a very long time, but it just seems like it's getting worse. Like every time I come out in public and interact with people, I'm like, is everybody okay? Like, it's like if you say hi to somebody, how you doing, they just look at you. Or if you open a door for somebody, they don't say thank you no more. They just kind of like stare at you like they're not even human. And then when you speak to people, it's like they have no brain cells. It's like, I don't know what's going on. It's so bizarre.
Diarrhea of the brain.
I went to Burger King to get a sandwich, and I said, no mayonnaise, extra pickle. And the lady, and I wanted a water as well, and the lady hands me the sandwich, and she's like, no pickle, extra mayonnaise or something. I said, no. I said, no mayonnaise, extra pickle. And she literally just is like staring at me, and I'm like, what? It's little things like that I just keep. I can't even explain it in words. It's so weird. It's so weird. And then, like, people just can't have conversations anymore. Everything's surface level. It's like people's brains are completely fried. completely fried.
How hard it is to be around stupid people, to hear the conversation and dialogue of stupid people, how they rationalize information in the dumbest way, how they draw conclusions and then go find other dumb people to agree with them. You can't tell me that that don't piss you off. My therapist, Erica Little, she's in Fort Worth, Texas, if you want to look her up, told me that highly intelligent people suffer from a mild form of depression because they daily have to quantify the stupidity of others. This woman of God don't even know how heavy that statement was. Do you know how mentally exhausting it is to be around stupid people? And then you got to interact with them at work. I would love for you to give your testimony about how you had to deal with a dumb individual.
Day one, baby, that pen been going and it ain't stopped, and it's steamrolling over all of our rights and our liberties and our freedoms and everything that we thought was the foundation of this country, our Constitution.
Yes.
Seems like we're saying, well, nope, with a pen, get rid of the Constitution. With a pen, get rid of empowerment and other laws that exist.
Well, Jasmine, can you give me one example of something in the Constitution that Trump has gotten rid of, or a right that he has taken away from you? Just one example. Anyone?
Been going since day one, baby. That pen been going and it ain't stopped, and it's steamrolling over all of our rights and our liberties and our freedoms and everything that we thought was the foundation of this country, our Constitution. Seems like we're saying, well, nope, with a pen, get rid of the Constitution. With a pen, get rid of empowerment and other laws that exist.
Well, Jasmine, can you give me one example of something in the Constitution that Trump has gotten rid of, or a right that he has taken away from you? Just one example. Anyone?
I had to do that one twice, ladies and gentlemen. I had to do that one twice.
You were supposed to be part of the smartest generation alive, and that never happened because the numbers are showing that the world is getting dumber, and IQ scores have been steadily dropping since 2010. And I know people have their gripes about IQ, but just take a look at the literacy rates right now and you'll see the same thing. There are many explanations for this, but one of the factors that you can actually do something about is that we're not reading anymore. We used to get our information from books and newspapers, to then getting it from TV, to now we've reached the point where 1 in 5 adults are getting their information from TikTok, where you're incentivized to get as many views as possible, and that often involves spreading misinformation. In a society where the written word is king, you have to put more effort into the ideas that you're sharing with the world. People can't just say whatever they want because we're using our critical thinking skills. It's easier to point out logical fallacies and bias, and it's a better environment for rational discussion. You stumble across an insightful video that stimulates your brain. You don't have time to process what you just learned, come up with your own ideas on the subject, or expand your knowledge on this topic, because you just flick and you're on to the next video, which is about something completely different. And even if you go into the comments to try to start up a productive conversation, it's filled with rage baiters and bean supers who didn't even have the attention span to finish the video, and also don't have the comprehension skills to engage in a serious discussion. Our analytical skills are far from being completely atrophied, so there's still hope for us. But with the rise of technology like ChatGPT, this decline in our intelligence is going to rapidly accelerate. So you need to read more, put the phone down, encourage the young people around you to also read more, and start doing your own research so you don't immediately believe everything that you see on social media, including this video.
I told y'all, it's real. I just gave it a name. They're saying people are getting dumber and dumber. I say people are being infected. It's a virus that's been unleashed on our society through the school system, the political system, social media. This virus gets into our brains through this thing, through our school system, political issues, TV, Facebook. There's a virus spreading throughout America, and dare I say the world. And that's how they're spreading it. They're dumbing us down. Diarrhea of the brain is being spread through this, TV, school. That's a bad place to catch it. Somewhere you're supposed to be going to get smarter, you end up getting dumber. School is supposed to be educating us, making us smarter, and nowadays, because the virus has infected the schools, it's making us dumber. You send your children out to school, and they're coming home with diarrhea of the brain. In other words, your child just caught shit for brains. And they spread it to you. And you spread it. You go to work and spread it. Or somebody at work spread it to you. You sitting at work listening to them talk dumb shit. Next thing you know, you start thinking dumb shit. Have you noticed that? Have you ever been around somebody talking stupid, foolish, crazy, dumb shit, and next thing you know, you thinking the same shit? And you're like, you're trying to get it out your mind. Like that song you can't erase in your head. That's how it spreads. And it spreads through America like wildfire. Diarrhea of the brain. We have a new virus amongst us. Be very careful. That virus had millions of people thinking Kamala Harris made sense. That's how bad it is. This virus is so powerful and potent, and it's so contagious and strong to where when it infects its victim, it had millions of people believing Kamala Harris was smart and made sense. They sat and listened to the same Kamala Harris you listen to, and you looking at her like, what the hell did this broad just say? And they over there like, yeah, she's one of the most qualified ever. She's highly intelligent. And I'm looking like, I know me, I can't speak for y'all. I'm looking like, did y'all just hear the same person I just heard? That's how that happened, ladies and gentlemen. Were y'all wondering, this past election cycle, when they said Joe Biden, there's nothing wrong with him. He can run. He's doing a great job. We thought they were full of shit. Well, they are full of shit because of the diarrhea of the brain. But we thought they were just trying to run game on us. We didn't know that they were infected with diarrhea of the brain. All of them were shit for brains. We didn't know that was the problem. Now I'm explaining it to you. Now you understand how there are people that thought Joe Biden was ready to run to be president again. And you can't tell them otherwise. Now you know why. When they thought Kamala Harris was making sense, she sounds good to them. Everything she's saying is brilliant. And you sitting there looking at her like, she talking like she on the second grade level. What are y'all talking about? Now you understand why she sounded good to them. Because they were infected with diarrhea of the brain and you wasn't. But warning, stay away from their ass or you'll catch it too. Get it, got it good. Bye.